Nitza, you've been speaking with people who were heavily affected. What do they have to say?
Indeed, Puerto Ricans have come away from the disaster of Hurricane Maria with a clear-eyed view of reality, that they are the authors of their future. Tired of government bureaucracy, mismanagement, they've learned to rely on each other, their families, and community to survive and rebuild.
Carmen Núñez considers herself one of the lucky ones. At age 75, she suffers from stage 4 chronic kidney disease. For 5 months after Hurricane Maria left her town without power, her son Javier stepped up and performed all the critical work involved to deliver her dialysis treatments manually. Her dialysis machine useless without electricity. Javier says he felt overwhelmed, exhausted, and afraid.
The machine is electric. Before the storm, I would prepare it for the treatment. I connect her to it, and in 7 hours and 14 minutes, she completes the treatment. I disconnect it and disinfect her. When the power is out, I have to do it manually. The procedure needs to be done every 3 hours. So what I do once a day with electricity, I have to repeat 4 times without it.
The community stepped in to help too. Lines for food, gas, and ATM machines could be hours long during Hurricane Maria's aftermath. How did you manage your mom's health challenges without power?
Imagine if I had to do the dialysis to her and also have to wait in line to buy milk, bread, sausages. Thankfully, I have a friend that would always tell me, "No, stay with your mom. I'll stand in the lines and I'll bring you what you guys need."
That neighborly help filled a critical gap in need for Javier and his mother. Then a local NGO came along and offered true relief. Rebecca Rodriguez works for Casa Pueblo. She heard of their need and helped deliver a solar system package to power Carmen's home dialysis machine. It consists of 4 panels, 2 batteries, an inverter, and the regulating system.
We wanted them to be safe, so when the power went out, they could continue doing their dialysis without having to worry about switching to manual. It's a very dangerous and a tedious process to go from electric to manual.
Across several towns, we kept hearing variations of the same story.
Puerto Rico is rising on its own without the government's help. It's been helped by those Puerto Ricans who live in the U.S.
From day one, locals began by cleaning up debris. Many felt that authorities were not doing enough. The Puerto Rican diaspora then stepped in, sending supplies and money to help families and fund local organizations.
We've made it because the community has worked hand in hand. Truly, it's been just us forging forward.
These islanders have endured mounting hardships during the past year. Many now realize that their revival depends primarily on their own strength and resourcefulness.
We know there were other dialysis patients that were not as fortunate as Carmen and did not make it. The total collapse of the electrical grid, the loss of communications, and blocked roads made it impossible for many elderly living in rural areas to have access to medical care. Even now, some NGOs continue to identify vulnerable patients. While the power grid has been restored since August, it still remains very, very unstable. Jessica.